Hey everybody, it's Matt and welcome back to OK Aussie.
And it's
in the car mukbang edition.
Mukbang.
It has to be. It's almost 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Been to my doctor, had to get some shopping done because it's not often I go out.
I'm about to eat my
Had a list of
I'm
things.
that hungry.
We're both hungry.
And
I've got
thirsty.
sushi.
Cheers. Actually,
What have you got?
I have the pretzel. The pretzel. It's a bacon pretzel, by the way.
I'm opening the wasabi.
So we picked up some sushi for you. You do your cucumber roll. I think it's called summer.
Wasabi.
Oh God! Don't start stimming on the wasabi again.
Wasabi. I love it.
She does.
I love it.
She actually does it as a.
Oh shit.
Okay. Keep your shit together.
Right.
Keep your wasabi in place.
Dyspraxia is really
Oh
bad.
God! The Tourette's
My
and the
brain
echolalia
is
and
broken.
coprolalia today. She has been going off.
It's okay. I've
Early
been
start
around
to
the
the
right
morning.
people luckily to do that in front of, because I'm telling you now, I could get in big trouble.
Oh.
Big trouble.
So we were over here at Coburn Central.
Don't like it, but they got good stuff.
Well, yes, it was the most centralised
Sometimes.
place for what we were trying to get achieved. Unfortunately, one of the stores that we wanted to get for your paint, they didn't have, so
I know,
got to
right?
go somewhere else again for that, don't we?
Like, what's the deal, man? Where's my? Oh, you've got my wasabi. See, I've got my little
I haven't
fishies.
got wasabi. Your fishies are up there.
I was talking to them.
Oh,
They've got my
your
wasabi.
wasabi. Right.
Joking.
Well, excuse us while we eat and talk.
So yes, excuses while we
And
eat and talk.
just really
I'm going to leave
process
that wasabi for the second
what
roll.
we've
I've
been
got
doing.
2 rolls.
It has been
Yeah.
storming. Absolutely
What, how
raining.
was
The roads are mostly flooded, to be honest.
Perth has had its
Perth
first
doesn't handle the rains.
winter feel, hasn't it? Really? It's been its first winter feel
Yeah,
at the
nice.
moment. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, wow, it's. Don't you disappear now? Don't you disappear? It's officially winter.
Do not get your soy sauce over your Peter Alexander pajama bottoms.
Oh.
She's in pajama bottoms.
I came out in pajamas today
Why
to
not?
my
It's
doctor's.
the weather for it.
I didn't actually
It's going
really
to the
think
doctor.
much about like that.
It's not a fashion statement, it's a comfort position, which is really important for you to be comfortable doing what you're doing.
Nobody cares, do they really?
Mm.
I mean, look, it's. God, that's dangerous, isn't it? Look at that. I broke the chopsticks apart. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm. We're dabbing wasabi.
Painted on top.
She has a process. She has
Are you ready?
a thing. Mm.
So yes, I can, look, if people worry about what people are wearing these days, I mean, you'd have to be an absolute snob because the world has changed. I mean, yes, since I don't go in pajamas to certain events, don't get me wrong,
Well, you've got a justifiable
but
excuse.
sometimes
You're
I'm
sick.
like, screw it.
What's the point of changing and get another set of clothes and being comfortable?
Nice.
It's fashionable
It's
anyway.
very fashionable.
Soft, it's
Peter
comfortable.
Alexander's very fashionable.
So we had to pop into Big W. All their toy stuff is up to obviously mid-year.
Wasabi.
That's kicking in. Not that we went in for toys, we went in there for stationery.
No, really.
We tried to go to the game store to get some paint, but they didn't have the paint. Went into Best and Less.
To
Try
get
and say
more
that
of my
5 times fast.
band-aids.
Yeah.
So this is my last.
Yeah, don't use the lift, mate. Doesn't work. We've parked down this end in the disability car park, right next to the lift. That doesn't work. It's out of order. You only know that once you get to the lift
There's no
door.
warning when you drive in.
So rather than drive all the way down the other end, and I'm glad we didn't because there's no disability car parks available down the other end, I've walked all the way down the other end to get to the escalators to
I'm
get up.
so sorry.
It's all over the shop. I think if I had one of those pedometers for stepping counting, I would have just doubled my step count today just for mucking around because not accessible. And for a
Not
person with disabilities, if
accessible.
you're doing this by yourself and you're having to wheel, you would have been exhausted before you even get into the shopping centre, and that would have blown your whole experience, really.
I know, right? Like, it's just, the world is falling apart. Like, shops aren't maintaining things. But you know what? The other thing is, too, once again, every time I go to Big W, I get followed. Because I'm very indecisive. Because I'm
She's so sus.
autistic. Nothing sus. Never stolen anything
So
in
we
my
don't say
life.
follow, we mean followed by the private,
Yeah.
undercover, plainclothes security
then when
who are
you
obviously watching for shoplifters
Yeah.
and so on. But behaviours that Dyan does, being autistic, being indecisive,
Looks weird.
attracts the attention. She picks us
But-
up, she has to touch it for the tactile.
Then I'll put it
she
back
might need to
down.
sniff it, she puts it down, she goes to the next one, she's indecisive, she comes back to this one again, no, she comes, and then she comes back again. It's like, come on, please.
And then
We're
when
going to have
you're
a SWAT team
walking
here in a
around,
moment.
though,
Yeah.
when you're walking around the main areas of the shopping centre, there's security everywhere going.
It's almost like a school
It's
holiday.
Like, are they worried about
they're
a
over the top.
stabbing, like someone coming along with a knife, like Sydney? I mean, what is this? What are we turning into, Australia?
Doesn't make you feel safe.
It doesn't make you feel safe. It makes you feel like they're watching you. And it's like, I'm just shopping. I'm the innocent person shopping. I know I'm weird, but that's called autism. You know?
But what they're actually doing, the security, is keeping an eye on the teenagers who are obviously off school, keeping an eye on their behaviours, that they don't muck up in the food hall, make a lot of noise, cause a disturbance, you know, take their bikes or whatever else, e-scooters these days,
Annoy
into
all
the
the
shopping
oldies
complex.
trying to have their coffee and all that. It's so cute. I really think that they just do have it together, that generation. They at least know how to slow it down. And it does remind me of, look, I'm a country girl. I really am. Even though I was also raised in the city, yes. You can't take the country out of you once you've had it. Once you've lived on a hobby farm, that's it. There's no looking back. And I just, I feel like a caged chicken. I need to be a free-range chicken. One day, hopefully, I'll dream.
It's on our thinking processes at the moment.
Well, we're going to be becoming van lifers, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're not. Hang on.
Because for us to get a van and deck it out, there's
I'm
so
not
much is
saying
affordable
like
for us to travel
live in the
around.
van. I'm saying like
We can getaways,
we
trips
can
away.
getaways to show you guys and to enjoy.
Heck, even just go to hospital. Maybe you'd be able to lie down getting there. I'm serious. It's that sort of thing makes a huge difference for Dyan's energy. But yeah, you know what I mean.
I know. And basically it gives us a chance to explore every weekend.
Yep.
And I get to lie down
Yep.
and rest.
Yep.
But still, see, I used to enjoy hiking as well, and I miss it. But there is apparently some hiking wheelchairs available somewhere. So we might be hiking. Oh, you watch for that.
So we're exploring that at the moment. It's a new service that's out that obviously does destinations with those with disabilities. But accessibility-wise, there's some outdoor wheelchairs. So
Remember my last hike?
we are looking at that, just like the beach wheelchairs that are available these days, where they've got the pontoons, they're floatable, they obviously go across with the bigger wheels across the beach and you go into the wharf. Yes, I do.
I couldn't walk.
I had to carry you out, so I do remember it quite well. Thank you very much, Lee.
I became paralysed in the legs.
Exactly.
And that's when it was all starting with my neurology.
Yeah, you could have done that next to the car, but no, you probably I think you did that at the furthest end away from the car.
We still had to go through like this little valley bit where that's where we enter and exit. You know, it's like a loop track in Yatchit, and it was beautiful. But I love hiking so much. I love the bush.
So it's a bit ungainly throwing my wife over my shoulder in a fireman's lift and having to carry her out.
You thought I was joking, and I'm like, my legs, literally, I can't lift them up to take a step. And he's like,
dysmetric walking, which is part of the neurological condition. Part of, unfortunately, the dystonia. No, it's part of the dystonia. So because Dyan's got a basal ganglia impact, part of her neurology of having 22q11.2 deletion syndrome and fast disease.
Calcium there.
There's calcium bilaterally in the basal ganglia. It affects it. It affects the communication, affects the messaging, and that's the one that actually controls the movement of the muscles in the body. Well,
not even the doctors know how to
during hiking to go offline. What do? I mean, look, I could have called the ranger up and they could have brought their four-wheel drive out on the trails and picked us up. And
these people are great that work
yes, we could have done things that way. But look, it wasn't that far and I'm still fit and young, so.
And you know what? At the same time too.
You're a lightweight.
I was also a toughie. I mean.
You are. Exactly.
Guys, I haven't grown up. Like, look, I have grown up around wealth. Don't get me wrong. I have come from privilege. But I'm not a wuss when it comes to the country and the dirt and the struggle.
We've done a lot of hikes, outdoor living.
Yeah, but even like health-wise, like, look, I've struggled since I was a tiny little toddler with Skeeter syndrome, severe. Been rushed to hospital.
Skeeter syndrome, obviously from mosquitoes. As soon as you're bitten by a mosquito, your body's reacting. So this is the whole mast cell activation. It's an anaphylaxis response. Dyan's autoimmune system is totally shat.
It was
basically.
always like
She's
in Denmark,
neutropenic.
it's like, yeah, I'll meet you at the surgery.
Exactly. And Denmark is a little small, sleepy country town in southwest Western Australia.
I had a
25 minutes away
hospital
from Albany. It's a nursing post. You can't even call it a hospital.
Okay.
It's got a bed,
Whatever.
a bay, but it's a nurse. It's not a
We're
surgeon. It's not a
We're
clinical
tough
team.
out there, all right? And those nurses
Don't even
and
have an
doctors
X-ray,
knew
you know.
what to do. They knew everything.
Mm.
The old codger, except for when he had to burn my, oh my God, he had to burn my finger. I was so proud of my earrings. None of my family have ears pierced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I begged because it's against like, no, we don't do that. We wear clip-ins. No, no, no. My mum and my nana. And I'm like, no, all the girls at school have it. I want it.
All the cool kids,
So
right?
I got it for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
So you've been begging, pestering, asking, requesting, wanting.
Get back to the farm.
Yeah. Excited, but
And I'm so excited. I want to go show Nana and Pa my new earrings. Slam the car door.
with
And it's a Toyota, so it's solid.
solid, built tough Toyota. What was in the door frame
Which
still?
finger? Yeah, it's his finger.
Right.
This finger was stuck in the door, the tip of this finger where the nail is.
How do you do that?
And it just went, whoop, swelled up. And anyway, Mum goes, oh dear,
Oh dear.
rings the doctor, come in, I'll see you. And basically, all I remember is sitting on Mum's lap and she was being told, hold her arms down. And he grabbed my wrist and I saw him come at me with a stick like this with fire at the end. And he just went, and then it was like, oh,
You know what? A paper
pain
clip
relief.
underneath a lighter melts into the nail bed, releases the pressure, the blood can come out.
I'd rather a doctor do it.
Easy peasy. But anyway, it does look quite frightening as a child with someone coming at you
I
with
was
something hot.
only little.
It's like some sort of initiation or ritual thing, you know.
I know, as soon as I heard him
That'll
say,
teach you
hold
from
it
having your
down,
ears pierced. Yeah, hold
I
it
was like,
down.
oh no, because I've been through so many medical traumas, guys. Twins UQ.
Being
okay?
autistic
I've
as well,
had
you don't
so
react
much-
well in a medical environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was good with this doctor though. I mean, I knew him so well. I mean, he knew me very well. All my doctors I've ever had, I've really got to know very well because I'm sick. Like
All the
legit sick all the time. It is not
That's very true.
a
And
sometimes thing.
in a small country town, there's only 1, 2, maybe 3 doctors if
He
you're
was such
lucky.
an old codger too.
So you get to know the entire, what is the health team, medical team, even the
Yeah.
volunteer ambulance team. You get to know them
Yeah.
because they're the same people who are responding to you, whether it's at 2 o'clock in the morning or at the football ground or whatever else.
Exactly.
So
They're
is
the
what it
ones
is.
there for you, and exactly.
funny about that, but
And you know what? That kind of does make you feel a bit safer. Like I used to feel a bit safer because, you know, everyone back then, especially back then, everyone knew. Okay, get on.
small country town, everybody knows everybody.
Everybody
That's how it
knows
works.
everybody, yeah, and that's the cool thing. And that was a great help for me because,
Familiarity,
you know, you just
a bit
walk
like
through the
routines.
door.
It is.
And they see you and they go, oh, it's that. It's little,
She's back.
no.
Waddy! Waddy!
It's like, oh, it's little Di. And they look for where the swelling is and they go, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's the thing. When the medical team know you, they know how to interact with you, how to deal with you, what conditions that you have. You're not having to start from a whole triage perspective of introducing, I've got communication issues, you're autistic, you're selective
They
mute,
knew
you
I
can't
didn't
communicate.
Yeah.
And they already know on file, well, she's anaphylaxis to everything. Everything. So, yeah, you do get well known.
Absolutely.
So that's a totally
Eczema,
contrast
asthma.
to city living and obviously city hospitals and everything else.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why we couldn't also live in the country is we had to move closer and closer as we went along to major Perth city hospitals,
But
tertiary
it seems
hospitals.
like things are changing.
Well, even when we were down at Mandurah, that hospital, and I spoke to the director of clinical services there.
Yeah, they're
she
becoming
said
a public one
they don't
later.
have the specialists, they don't have the equipment,
Not ready yet.
MRIs and all the other things on site to be
And
able to help
Mandra's
you.
a bit rough.
So you still have to be transferred anyway. So Albany apparently has got a new regional hospital down there, which is massive. Well done, Albany. That's a huge change. I mean, your pa had to move from Albany because they didn't have that facilities back then.
Yeah,
but now,
he
if that
had
was
to
there
move
now,
from Denmark to
he would
Albany.
have been able to stay.
And that
Better services, better specialists.
exactly. He did not want to move from Denmark because he was such a big part of that
Because
town.
Albany is about 5.5 hour drive from Perth, roughly.
Whereas Denmark's an hour closer.
Yeah.
So
Well, roughly depends on who's driving and which way, but yeah, equivalence is there.
yeah, I remember my other grandparents came to visit us when my dad built our house on the other side of Nana Pa's hobby farm.
Yeah.
And because they were driving their Mercedes, and he just got a new one.
Right.
And he got there in like 3.5 hours, and my grandfather's going, you went that fast? He goes, yeah, it's great. Drives well.
It's not the
And
Autobahn.
my grandfather was like
Rigid.
Well, he's autistic,
He's
right?
autistic.
So was my other grandfather, but in
The
different
auto
ways.
mechanic
he had
is
things.
rigid, yes.
But he was a,
Rule.
mechanical engineer, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's dangerous. Oh my gosh, it's dangerous,
Yeah.
because he knows about all the car
Yeah, he
things.
knows about cars. He was the
accidents that
local
happen.
RAC,
yeah,
which is
in
the
the area.
car service provider down there, running his own mechanic shop as well. So yeah.
He wouldn't believe it. He's like, what?
Your other pa must have been literally flying to get down there in 3.5 hours. I don't want to even know how fast he was going, but if he's got a Mercedes and on those country roads, it's not the Autobahn. There are limits for a reason, people, especially at night time with kangaroos and cattle and things,
pa.
or sheep. Jesus.
I know, right? Or just the kangaroos. In Denmark,
Oh my God, or
guys,
just
if you're
tourist
driving
cars
to
or trucks.
Denmark and you've never been before, you're driving from Perth, just watch out for the kangaroos, because as soon
Dawn
as it
and
gets
dusk.
anywhere close
Beginning
to
of the morning.
dawn or dusk, yeah.
Yep, and night time as it's coming through. What they're particularly looking for the
Oh,
last
they're out
drinks
there.
and
They'll
bedding
just-
down.
They'll just, and you know what? In Denmark, because of the conservationists, we were all raised to be conservationists, right?
Hippieville.
Very hippie. But it's funny because you can tell, because the kangaroos just stand there.
Yep.
No, I'm not moving. You can go around me. So, you have to drive around them. They all just stand there. And you're like this.
Yeah.
In the back roads, I'm not talking about necessarily the big main roads,
Yep.
but it's true, isn't it?
They're
You've
not
got
the
to go
smartest
around
animals,
them.
unfortunately, kangaroos,
And then when
yeah.
there's a storm, don't think you can just get down into the town like that.
No.
Yeah, there might be a tree crossing
Trees
over the road, and you're
down,
like,
of
and you're
course,
watching
common.
the Shire like, yeah, the chainsaw it down.
Yep.
You're like, yeah, I'll just wait.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the school bus was the best fun thing.
Yeah.
Used to meet Wendy.
Windy.
Wendy, I used to call her.
Okay, her name is
Used to get it
Wendy,
wrong.
but you used to call it Windy.
The Proctors are one of the biggest farms down in
Yeah,
Denmark.
long-term
and
farming.
Beautiful family.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They got the cows, haven't they? Milkers.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I used to wake up to them every morning.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, the farmer turning on the radio as he does all the milking and the cows mooing and
I'm
their
like,
bells
Mum,
rattling
Dad,
as
I
they
can't get any
walk to the
sleep.
shed to be milked.
I've been awake since 4 in the morning.
So here's the autistic, you can't get to sleep until probably midnight, 1 o'clock, then getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning because the cows are waking her up.
Yeah.
You can't win, can you?
I did my best, but I was like, you know, Ron Proctor, he's such a cool dude, he was. Yeah, like he loved his radio, obviously. I mean, that's what you do, don't you, to stay sane?
Yeah.
But I'm also hearing an occasional, no.
Yeah.
It's like, it must be painful. It must be painful, because I'm thinking of like, because I've been like walked through them and seen what they do, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of, ow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, moo, but then you hear the radio as well.
Yeah. Country living at its best.
Yes.
Country music.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. We've got to go to Bunnings after this because you've got to get some ornate wall sticking hooks. So there's another thing that we still have to do.
Are we skipping a Slurpee?
I think so, now that you've had this.
Oh,
Well, it depends. It's up to you.
it's up to you.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a Slurpee, to be honest. It is a
You
Slurpee
feel
kind of
that
day. Yeah, it's been a long day. Dian's medical appointments are quite long, but the problem with this
They
one
need
is
to
because his
be.
doctor's been away for a while.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a backlog
that
of
too,
patients, so
yeah.
it's quite a lot of waiting before we could even get in to do the
Yeah,
actual appointment.
he's a very
so.
busy doctor. Because
Challenging.
he's good.
Mm.
Good doctor. The good doctors are always the busy doctors. Isn't that the case?
Yes, it is. Funny how that one actually works. But we're at an impasse now. We're actually waiting for the WA Health Minister to come back to me after they've got back information from the WA Health Department and subsequently from the major hospital that Dian's been at recently. Because I refuse to take Dyan to that hospital anymore until they actually come together and meet as an executive team to talk about Dian's care, safety and management of her
Correct.
complex conditions. I'm not having Dian's life put at risk through incompetence, stupidity, and things that can be easily avoided by communication and having correct information and notes on file as well. It's just not acceptable anymore. So yeah, refusing service until, and that means they need to get onto it. So I'll be following up with the WA Health Minister on that one. And your doctor agrees totally with that and understands that process.
Oh,
It's not acceptable anymore. He's just incredulous.
He's a doctor that like isn't just like there for like, oh, I'm here just to do a job, you know. He actually cares, you know, about his patients. So, but the fact is, I also, as we've been discussing, I think we need to go for a short stay down in Denmark. Take you guys. Break away. I need to show you guys my roots.
A winter break.
Never forget your roots. What's that channel we watch? The Hillbillies. We love them. And beautiful family, and that just so reminds me of my life.
Yeah, there are YouTubers on in the US.
What do they say?
Stay true to your
roots, isn't it? No. Stay country and stay true to your roots.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hug a tree. I'm going to go sniff Denmark. I just love the sniff of it. The sniff of it. The smell of it.
The aroma, some people prefer to say.
Yeah. When I arrive in Denmark and I go to the river and I just look at it, we used to swing on the ropes and jump into it, and my pa used to pump up all the big tractor tires, and we'd be
I think even as you're just driving in, I notice as you drive away from Perth, and the further you get away by kilometres and the closer you get to Denmark and the country town, and even as you're just driving into the outskirts of the surrounds and you can see the town in the distance, I think the stress, I think so many things just wash over you because I get super excited, don't I? I climb the rocks, I'm on the bridges, I'm looking over like the river, I'm playing in the river, I'm sitting under the bridge. I love sitting under the bridge. It's home to me, guys. It's all I ever knew for a very long time, and it was a big part of my life, and it was a big part of my grandparents' life. And I spent a lot of time there. And it's very much old Perth too. Like my grandfather bought the corner of, pretty much the whole corner of the town, off of one of my best friends at school at the time, which of her grandmother. So that was really hilarious. Small place, Perth, isn't it? And then even around the corner from us, where we raised our kids and had our own home in Kinross, he was raised in Denmark. As well.
And then my friend Wendy is from Denmark, and she now lives, I think, in Busselton. But like, you know, it just goes straight back to every single person that's significant in my life links to Denmark. So you're right with that rubbish. So I do need to go back because I do think that the best therapy, rather than stupid therapist offices and shit, I can't sit there and talk to people like that. It's just
you also can't
you're
talk
a stranger.
About things. But again, there's also got to be
you
a
don't want
point
to talk about things.
You can't talk about things that can't be changed. If you can't change those things,
what's the point?
What do? So you have to take alternative
No, I just want to go
action
and be
to make
in
yourself
nature.
feel happy. You know, I can't change a broken health system. I can't change the Australian government and its findings.
I just want to be in nature.
But we have actually done a lot of things about changing that with the NDIS and health
therapy
and making huge improvements for many people with rare conditions over the last decade or two. I get that we've actually achieved a lot, but the reality is it's a damn hard slog to achieve that. Hard work.
We want to show you guys lots of fun places. So
that sounds cool.
That's why in the future we're going to set up a van so that we can do weekend trips and show you the beauty of Western Australia. Because I'm telling you, where I grew up and where I used to swim at the beach, Williams Bay. I know it's called William Bay, but I call it Williams Bay. I don't know why.
That's the bay belonging to William. Therefore it's Williams.
I even grew up a little bit in the Prongerups, which is even further away, but just so beautiful. But yeah, the places that I've swum in Denmark, I'm telling you, if you think Hawaii's nice, no, go to Denmark in summer and swim there. There is Elephant Rocks, there is Williams Bay, there is Waterfall Beach. Where's the other one? Oh, there's so many beaches. Visit Lighthouse Beach, isn't there? There's so many beaches. Visit them all. They're all good for different reasons. Ocean Beach is a good surf beach if you're a surfer. and that was my pa's favourite one, and I visit there because my pa's ashes were put there.
Yeah.
So to me, Ocean Beach, because our property backed onto Ocean Beach,
Yep.
so that's kind of, you know, special.
Symbolic.
And it's funny because where Ron Proctor's farm is, it's Ron Proctor's reserve.
It is. There's a
Because he was
nature
a big
reserve there.
conservationist, he was.
Yeah, he did well.
And he loved looking after the you know, nature,
Flora,
basically.
fauna, and the community as well, definitely.
Yeah, so
Well,
we'll
how was
visit there
your,
one day.
How was your sushi? Did you enjoy it?
So good.
So good. Well, I hope that's
So good.
re-energized you,
But
which is
not
really
enough
good.
wasabi. See, at home, I put more on. And it gives me a...
Yeah, I think there's limits for a reason.
It's a step. Does anyone... Tell me anyone else out there
Comments,
who's
questions,
autistic.
ideas and
Comment
suggestions
below.
below.
Do you do
Are you a
anything
wasabi?
spicy or something because
Are
you
you
know
neurospicy?
that it just gives you like a stim.
Mm.
The spice hits you and you go, oh, wasabi.
Well, thank you for joining our
I love
mukbang. Big thumbs up of encouragement. If you have ideas and questions, do leave them below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the
Don't forget to
notification bell. Please share our
subscribe.
channel, and we will see you very shortly in another
Definitely.
episode. Okay, off to Bunnings we go.
Off to
Bye.
Bunnings. There's no
Huh?
hot dogs
No,
today.
no hot dogs today. That's the weekend.
Only the
mate. Only the
weekends.
weekend. Sushi,
Bye.
slushies, everything else.